Travis Clark thought he could buy the truth. He believed that a signature on a piece of paper could bury his secrets forever. But the truth is finally out. The forensic evidence shows that Travis Clark is currently in a state of total career meltdown. His empire was built on a foundation of lies and high-priced silence. Now, that foundation has completely crumbled. The receipts show that Travis was playing a dangerous game with his own money. He used non-disclosure agreements to trap people who knew the real story, but those very same agreements were the reason for his downfall. The contract proves that Travis was desperate. He was paying a massive premium just to keep the world from seeing his empty bank accounts. This is the deconstruction of a financial suicide mission. The truth is that Travis Clark was never as rich as he claimed to be. He was running a massive shell game to keep his brand alive. Every time a new secret was about to leak, he would throw more money at the problem. He forced his former partners to sign gag orders with massive liquidated damages clauses. These clauses stated that if anyone talked, they would owe him millions. But the hidden truth is that Travis was the one paying out the nose. He was paying millions in hush money just to keep his brand deals from vanishing. The leaked settlement ledgers show the exact cost of his fear. They show a man who was hemorrhaging cash while pretending to be a mogul. The truth is that Travis was paying for silence with money he did not actually have. This created a massive hole in his personal finances that he could not fill. The strategy was simple but incredibly stupid. Travis thought he could use his fame to borrow more money. He took out massive loans to fund his lifestyle and pay for his legal cover-ups. But those loans came with very strict rules. These rules are called debt covenants. The banks told Travis that he had to keep a certain amount of cash in his accounts at all times. If his cash levels dropped too low, the banks had the right to seize everything. Travis knew this, but he kept spending. He kept paying for more NDAs to hide his growing list of failures. The receipts show that he was trapped in a cycle of debt and deceit. Every time he paid a settlement, he got closer to breaking his promise to the bank. He was choosing his ego over his survival. The truth is finally surfacing because the money has officially run out. But what happened next was even more shocking. The forensic audit of his accounts shows that Travis hit the breaking point last month. He had to pay a massive settlement to a former executive who knew about his offshore accounts. This payment was the final nail in the coffin. It dropped his asset liquidity below the level required by his banks. This triggered a chain reaction that Travis could not stop. The debt covenants were activated immediately. The banks did not care about his fame or his brand. They only cared about the money he owed them. They began the process of liquidating his remaining brand equity and personal holdings. The truth is that Travis Clark is no longer in control of his own name. His brand is being sold off piece by piece to cover his massive debts. The liquidated damages clauses he loved so much turned into a weapon against him. These clauses were designed to punish anyone who spoke out against him, but when the leaked ledgers went public, the tables turned. The hero in this story is the truth itself. Forensic accountants have spent months tracing the money trail. They found that Travis was using company funds to pay for his personal silence. This is a direct violation of federal law and his own corporate contracts. The contract proves that Travis was stealing from his own investors to protect his reputation. This is not a rumor or a claim from an insider. This is a confirmed fact backed up by his own financial records. The receipts show a clear pattern of manipulation and fraud. Travis tried to fight back, but he had no ground to stand on. His legal team attempted to block the release of these ledgers in court. They failed miserably. The judge ruled that the public had a right to know how his money was being spent. This was the moment the world saw the real Travis Clark. They did not see a successful businessman. They saw a desperate man who was drowning in his own lies. The truth is that his silence was the most expensive thing he ever bought. He paid a premium for his reputation, and now that reputation is worthless. The meltdown is total and it is permanent. There is no coming back from a failure this massive. The forensic breakdown of his personal holdings is even more devastating. Travis had to sell his private jet and his fleet of luxury cars just to keep his lawyers on retainer, but even that was not enough. The banks have now moved in on his primary residence. The property records show that his mansion is currently in foreclosure. This is the direct result of his strategic cost for silence. He spent his fortune buying signatures, and now he has nothing left to show for it. The truth is finally out, and it has left Travis Clark with nothing. He thought he could manipulate the system, but the system finally bit back. The receipts show that he is effectively bankrupt. But the most damaging part of the story is the brand equity. Travis Clark was a name that people trusted. Brands wanted to work with him because they thought he was a winner. Now, those same brands are suing him for breach of contract. They're using the same liquidated damages clauses he loved to use against others. They want their money back because his reputation has destroyed their sales. The truth is that Travis Clark is now a liability to anyone who knows him. His name is toxic, and his influence is gone. The contract proves that he lied to his partners about his financial health. This is a betrayal of the highest order. The evidence is clear and it is overwhelming. Travis Clark built a house of cards and then tried to glue it together with NDAs. But glue cannot hold up a failing empire forever. The truth has a way of finding the light even when you pay millions to hide it. The forensic audit shows that Travis was losing money on almost every deal he made. He was using new investor money to pay off old debts. This is the classic definition of a financial scam. The receipts show the exact dates and amounts of these illegal transfers. There is no room for debate anymore. Travis Clark is a fraud and his career is over. What happened next was the moment everything changed for the hero of our story. A whistleblower came forward with the final piece of the puzzle. This whistleblower was someone Travis had tried to silence for years. They had signed an NDA, but they didn't care about the liquidated damages anymore. They knew that Travis had no money left to sue them. They handed over the secret emails and the hidden ledgers that proved everything. These documents showed that Travis was planning to flee the country before the banks could seize his remaining assets. The truth is that he was a coward who was looking for an exit strategy, but he was too slow. The legal walls closed in before he could make his move. The forensic evidence shows that Travis was also hiding assets in offshore accounts. He thought these accounts were safe from the banks and the courts, but the truth is that he was not as smart as he thought. The hacker accountants tracked the wire transfers to a small bank in the Caribbean. The receipts show that Travis had moved over $20 million into these accounts over the last 3 years. This was money that belonged to his investors. This was money that should have been used to pay his debts. Instead, he used it as a personal safety net. The contract proves that this was a direct violation of his fiduciary duty. Travis was not just a bad businessman, he was a criminal. The meltdown continued as the public learned about the specific brand deals he lost. The truth is that every major sponsor dropped him within 24 hours of the leak. They did not wait for an explanation. They did not ask for his side of the story. They saw the forensic evidence and they knew he was done. The receipts show that Travis lost over $100 million in future earnings in a single day. This is a record-breaking collapse, even for the celebrity world. The truth is that nobody wants to be associated with a man who lies to his own bank. Travis Clark is now a cautionary tale for anyone who thinks they can buy their way out of trouble. The legal battle is still ongoing, but the outcome is already decided. Travis has no money left to pay his lawyers. He's being represented by a public defender in his most recent court appearances. The truth is that the man who once flew in private jets is now taking the bus to the courthouse. This is the ultimate humiliation for a man who valued his image above everything else. The receipts show that his total net worth is now in the negative. He owes more than he will ever be able to pay back. The contract proves that he is legally responsible for every single dollar of that debt. There is no escape for Travis Clark. The forensic audit also revealed the truth about his charitable foundations. Travis claimed to be a philanthropist who gave millions to help children, but the records show that most of that money went right back into his own pocket. He was using the charity as a tax haven and a way to fund his lavish lifestyle. The truth is that he was stealing from the very people he claimed to be helping. This is the most disgusting part of his entire meltdown. The receipts show that only 5% of the money raised actually went to charity. The rest was used to pay for his NDAs and his legal fees. Travis Clark has no shame and no conscience. The truth is finally out, and it is more devastating than anyone imagined. Travis Clark is the architect of his own destruction. He spent years building a web of lies and silence. He thought he was untouchable, but the forensic evidence proved that nobody is above the law. The receipts show the crimes. The contract proves the deceit. The truth is that Travis Clark is a broken man who has lost everything. He is currently in a state of total career meltdown, and he has nobody to blame but himself. Every secret he tried to hide is now a matter of public record. Every victim he tried to silence is now speaking out. The game is over. The final forensic report was released this morning, and it was the last nail in the coffin. It detailed the exact moment Travis realized he had lost. He was caught on a recorded phone call trying to bribe a bank official to hide his debt. This recording is now the primary evidence in a criminal case against him. The truth is that Travis was willing to commit even more crimes to keep his secret, but he failed. The receipts show that he offered the official $500,000 to look the other way. The contract proves that this was an act of desperation. Travis Clark is not a mastermind. He is a common criminal who got caught in his own trap. The cost of his silence was everything he ever worked for. He traded his integrity for a fake reputation. He traded his wealth for a pile of legal documents. The truth is that he has nothing left but the clothes on his back. The forensic evidence shows that his brand is officially dead. There is no chance for a comeback. There is no redemption arc for Travis Clark. He is a villain who got exactly what he deserved. The receipts show the truth. The contract proves the lies. The truth is finally out, and it is beautiful. Travis Clark is the architect of his own downfall. As the sun sets on the empire of Travis Clark, we are left with one final truth. You can buy silence for a while, but you can never buy the truth. The forensic audit of his life is complete, and the verdict is guilty. The receipts show that he spent over $50 million trying to hide his failures, but in the end, the truth was free. The contract proves that his silence was his biggest liability. Travis Clark is now a ghost in his own industry. He is a man who thought he was a king, but he was really just a con artist. The truth is finally out, and it is the end of the line for Travis Clark. The final nail in the coffin is the reality of his future. Travis Clark is facing years of legal battles and potential prison time. The forensic evidence is too strong to ignore. The receipts show the money trail. The contract proves the intent. The truth is that Travis Clark will spend the rest of his life paying for the lies he told. He thought he could deconstruct the truth, but the truth deconstructed him. He is the ultimate example of what happens when you value silence over honesty. Travis Clark is a name that will be forgotten by history. The truth is finally out, and it is the only thing that remains. The cost of his lies was his entire life. Would you like me to generate a script for another celebrity meltdown, or focus on the legal fallout of a different industry?